And now we're briefly, because we know that this is Vice Chair Patterson's last meeting. And, so she's no longer a vice chair, but we appreciate everything she's done for the commission. Of course, she's been fantastic and a fantastic vice chair. I wanted to read a letter that was sent to Vice Chair Patterson from Governor Inslee. So it's kind of lengthy. Let's hope I have my reading skills. Dear Vice Chair Patterson, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your outstanding service to the Washington State Gambling Commission and the people of our great state between 2014 and 2024, including serving as Vice Chair of the Commission since 2016. It is a tremendous charge to serve the people of Washington, and I greatly appreciate your commitment to keeping gambling legal and honest in Washington State. Your tenure has been marked by some notable achievements, and I especially want to commend you for your advocacy for people who have problems with gambling. Your bold leadership ensured that problem gambling awareness, education, and treatment were always at the forefront. Indeed, your work was instrumental to the legislation for a statewide problem gambling prevalence study and legislative changes to address service and treatment gaps by increasing state funding for the state's problem gambling program. Further, you should be proud of your service as the chair of the Legislative Problem Gambling Task Force, responsible for assessing the need for problem gambling related services and determining whether we are meeting those needs, identifying existing gaps, and making recommendations to the state legislature. Additionally, I want to thank you for your guidance in facilitating a statewide self-exclusion program for the house bank card rooms that helped over 825 individuals who signed up since its launch in 2022. Your work over the last 10 years on behalf of the residents of Washington is very much appreciated and valued. Please accept my best wishes for continued success and fulfillment in all your future endeavors. Very truly yours, Jay Inslee.
Thank you, Governor Inslee. Thank you.
Thank you. I wanted to open this to any commissioners or ex officios that may want to make any comments to Vice Chair Patterson on her last meeting.
Yeah, so I would like to just thank Commissioner Patterson for, you gave me a very warm welcome when I first joined the commission, and I've appreciated our discussions about things, even though sometimes you and I are on different sides of the fence. I appreciate the back and forth and the opportunity to hear other perspectives on the matter. Mm-hmm. And I've very much enjoyed working with you these past 2 years. And I wish you the best in your other endeavors that are not commission related.
Thank you. Very kind. Thank you.
And Senator Conway, I see your hand is up.
Well, I find it's a regret. I'm full of regret for losing Julia right now because Julia and I, of course, have been friends for a long time. She and I came into the legislature in 1993 together, where she served, and she and I became friends at that time. And I think, the issue of a commissioner on the Gambling Commission is one where you kind of sit there and be directed, or you try to take command of an issue. And it seems to me that Julia took command of the problem gambling issue at the time and was very engaged in the issue, and partly because she had that legislative background, not only serving in the legislature, but also serving in the county council. I think, the only way we can change policy is to take action, or we can sit and talk about it forever. And I think Julia did the former, not the latter. I think that the problem gambling issue has been around the commission for a long time, and we continue to have reports, but we finally got around to trying to do something about it, and do something about it in a constructive manner. And I applaud her efforts there, and we will miss her. I will miss her. I think I'm hoping that she stays engaged, maybe through the advisory committee of the problem gambling in the Department of Health, or Department of, I guess, DSHS, and that she continues to be engaged, because I think the problem gambling issue is not going away. we all need to be working on it. I see constructive things happening both on the private and the state side as well as in the tribal gaming side. And I see the positive things happening in those fields. And I thank you, Julia, because I don't think it would have happened without your service. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Sure. So I watched the Netflix Tom Brady roast, so I think I'm ready for this, and I don't think you guys were doing it right. I believe you're still married, so we don't have that to go after you. Yes, kidding aside, I feel very fortunate to have came into the Gambling Commission at the same meeting that you did many moons ago. And while I had known you previously, we had never had the opportunity to work as closely as we have this past 10 years. And it really became abundantly clear to me pretty early on in our tenure that problem gambling was a problem that wasn't really being addressed with the right resources from the right direction, and was truly as others have stated something that was on the forefront of folks' thought processes when it came to gambling policy. And I identified it also same time kind of as you, I believe, or you may have came into this thinking about it much more than I did. But I was able very quickly in kind of my progression to say, she's got it. I don't need to expend that energy. And I'm really glad that that you chose that area of need to extend your energy, and the accomplishments are very noteworthy, as the governor of the state of Washington stated. So I mean, you served as my vice chair for 6 years. I did get in trouble a couple times for handing over the gavel. I got chewed out a few times, but ultimately, I very much appreciate serving with you this period of time, and the state of Washington's been very fortunate.
Thank you, Bud.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Patterson.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Can-
Yes, Mr. Edson.
If I can just have a small point of personal privilege too, just to briefly say that despite the fact that our time together was very brief, I don't have the depth of experience of some of my colleagues in terms of working with you as well as the commission. I do want to echo the sentiment that there's a pretty big pair of shoes to fill when it comes to your role, both in terms of your legislative work setting us up for success with problem gambling, self-exclusion, and the other framework that our commission is benefiting from, but just being a good colleague, helping bring myself and our new members up to speed, and just free friendship too. So wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Yes.
Gosh, thanks everyone. That really touched me, and I really appreciate it. And I want to call out a few individuals. Bud, I really have appreciated my time serving with you. We've been together for 10 years. There are not many people that you work with for 10 years, and we have a different perspective on things, as all people do, but it's always been just a really enriching, meaningful experience to work with you, and I'm thankful for you. And Senator Conway, I want to thank you so much for your friendship as we work through the Problem Gambling Task Force, and your, just your guidance and your advice from a legislative perspective was incredibly helpful to me, and your friendship. So thank you for that. And to our current chair, Alicia, I want to say that I am watching you evolve into a tremendous statesperson. And I'm seeing you embrace this position of leadership with just so much aptitude. And I'm glad that I got to witness your rise here in that capacity. And I want to thank a few of the staff that have been here for a long time. Julie, thank you so much for everything. You are a tremendous asset to this organization. And Suzanne, steady, very steady, keeping us steady. Sometimes that drove me crazy. And Julie Anderson, also steady, keeping us steady. What do you want for lunch? Steady. And I just want to say thank you to Rebecca George. Yeah, Rebecca. Wow, what a great relationship. Not based on the fact that we are in agreement or that we see eye to eye, but just based on, I think, mutual respect. You've spent a lot of time with me explaining things. You've been very patient. And I just really, I personally like working with you. I like you, and I'm thankful for you. I want to say that. So I think in the legislature, I learned that you can spend your time diffusing your attention on many, many different issues. And at the end of the day, you will potentially have nothing to show for that unless you at some point decide that you want to drill down and go deep and into a deep study of a particular issue. And I think in my early years in the legislature, I didn't really completely understand that it's good to grab an issue that you feel in your heart and go deep with it. And when I came on the commission, I think that problem gambling was a lost topic. Don't you think so, Bud? Yeah. So I've been really thankful to be able to drill down here in my later years on a particular topic that I care deeply about. So I turned 70 and it's time to just play now. I just learned how to play pickleball, which is really great, and many, many other wonderful, fun things with family, and I'm going to miss you all. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been a great experience. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.